Hey guys, so I'm here with actual recommendation that comes from the heart here. If there's one thing I hate, it's promos, and more than anything, I hate people who promote things that they don't legitimately use. And me myself, I just look at it, I'm like, hey, what's the point of this? But then I realized something here. I use platforms quite a bit, and I don't pay for any of them. I don't pay for YouTube. I don't pay for Google. I don't pay for my PlayStation. I don't pay for any of this. And I don't pay for Anchor.fm, which is the platform I use to record these podcasts. So when I realized that it's giving me so much, it's giving me a means of making an income. It's giving me a means to express my opinion, which I feel I have a pretty good one about most things. I realized that if I had the chance to get back to Anchor.fm, maybe this could get me into heaven. And here, I'm going to sell you on Anchor.fm like no one's ever sold anyone on anything before. Number one, again, it's free. What are you doing with your life other than posting awful emotional memes onto Instagram and Snapchat stories? People don't look at that, but I guarantee you, if you're funny and emotionally stressed, you'll get an audience on Anchor.fm. You'll get some kind of podcast audience. It may not be the one you want, but you get somebody. There's editing tools. You can kind of like crop out the moments of crying and tears and failure that went into the life that you live. You can cut all that out. You can replace it with different music if you want to. And speaking of music, it's linked up to Spotify. It's owned by Spotify. So you have the means of adding whatever song you want to from the Spotify catalog. You can also get it distributed for free. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and et cetera, et cetera. Anywhere you get a podcast from, anywhere. The remnants of MySpace. You can put it on there if you wanted to. So anyway, and more than anything, which again, I've talked to a little bit, income. You can make money from your podcast. It's more simple. I have my homie who links up with me. Pause. He's a supporter. All someone has to do is support. They put in their card. They go to the support option. They follow the link to your Anchor.fm to go to the support option. They subscribe. You get the money every month. It's just like the 1st and the 15th, man. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And here is my closing statement. Download the free Anchor app, Anchor.fm app, Anchor app on Apple, Android, etc., or go to Anchor.fm to get started. You don't even need a mic. You don't need anything except a computer/phone and some kind of wit. And hopefully you can develop that somewhere along the way. That's it for me. Hope y'all enjoy this. What it is, what's up? Started a podcast with 17% of my computer left in the cut. The Tale of Two Societal podcast. And we have Dragon Ball Super, DBS, the series that time has forgotten. And the funniest thing about Dragon Ball Super, the manga, is that with the moral arc and with the anime being done, at least until 2022, us officially knowing that now, we're kind of at this point where this thing has its own identity for a little bit longer, and large in part, what is happening here will predicate how if Super will be successful in the next 2 or 3 years. I'm sure the animated portion will probably. It mentioned the little teaser they gave in Goku Day mentioned a person that was unexpected, I believe. Not unforeseen, but unexpected. So I would think that it's going to be an animation only thing that probably bridges the time between Super and the moral arc. Not like the Demon Slayer movie, which I think everybody with that and with the Jujutsu Kaisen is also supposed to come out, I believe, pretty soon, JJK 0. With those happening, everybody expects to have more anime movies. And I mean, I think, Super had their own thing where they had a movie cover an arc. It just wasn't a manga arc. It was just a arc. The manga did kind of like do a time skip over the actions that happened. But it would make sense. I mean, you had that movie set up the moral arc, kind of, sort of, and then you can have an anime only follow the manga that connects one manga arc to another, and then timelines add up or line up from there. When I do the moral arc animated in 2022, 2023, maybe. So it makes sense to me, I think, but it's up to them, how they want to go about doing it. But getting back into the context of what we're actually reading, chapter 72, Saiyans and Cerulean. I'm going to cut. Well, I really don't have to cut. This is a pretty straightforward chapter. There's a couple of things. I'll try to break it up to 3 things that I appreciated from this chapter. You really get the like they do a pretty masterful job, I think, of really showing the value of this power boost that what Granola had. I forgot his name for a good minute. Granola has had, and it's hard because unlike the majority of powerful villains, he's not much of a beam user. He's not just like crazy sadistic. I'm gonna blow up the power or blow up the universe. So he doesn't like show a massive amount of power. So they're displaying his, I guess, advantage he has over these Saiyans, kind of similar to how Miras was shown to be on another level than Moro, by accuracy, foot speed, hand speed, technique in terms of fighting, the intricacies of like maybe Dragon Ball OG that kind of got lost in the latter halves of Super. And I for one appreciate that they can actually show someone being powerful without, and they do give him a couple moments that are kind of more so to connect with. Here's the second point, I guess. They kind of connect what Granola is good at with what Goku and Vegeta have been training in, which I think no matter what, we'd be okay with them showing some kind of flashy new ability or at least progression in what they have. Because Granola obviously is going to be the main villain for this arc. That's just, I think, guaranteed. But I think we do a good job of, showing that, okay, what you guys are working towards, there's still an individual, possibly more individuals that are better than you at this. Because he uses what's referred to as Vegeta, and I believe it's intentional. I mean, I don't think the world of Toriyama or Toyotaru, but I think this is clearly intentional in having Vegeta say it's similar to destruction. And then Goku outwardly says, does that mean he can use our techniques? So, I mean, this isn't just for show. I mean, this is clearly something that has a relevancy going forward. And also you have him being able to adjust to Ultra Instinct. He even mentions explicitly, let me find the page. Yeah. So your reaction time is incredibly fast. I can tell that your body moves on its own before your brain even processes incoming attacks. A flawless fighter cannot hide his vital points. I observe your blood and muscle movements. His right eye of mine is sharpest in the universe and sees all. So yeah, his right eye is the hard counter to UI at this very moment. Even with the ability to move the way he can. I think it's more because who Goku is and his flaws with UI that make this the problem more so than technique. Because Goku has been told multiple times that you use this properly and you have a lapse in ability where you let your guard down. Pretty much like almost intentionally with how he does it in the timing he has with it. Typically very bad timing. So that going along with that, this guy has what at the very least appears to be, if he can get a hit off on the Ultra Instinct Goku, it's going to be potentially fatal. I mean, these are just kind of body shots. He's not even trying to go for the kill necessarily. And then, as we said, he has destruction energy potentially. or at least something that seems very similar in structure to it. So I'm just glad they were able to tie that up together. Let's see. What's the third thing I liked about this? Yeah, the third thing I think, and this, I kind of learned of this from Geekdom 101, and he covers the Dragon Ball associated franchises such as the not Fusions, Dragon Ball Heroes anime, and that was all about like the most recent episode of that. Most recent being like about 10 days ago, was centered around Vegeta accepting, kind of being chastised for not being evil anymore by evil Saiyans, given evil power, and then taking the evil power and turning it into good power. Because, as he basically put it, there's no good and evil when you're a Saiyan. You kind of you're fighting for, your life, your pride, etc, etc. And Vegeta has, with his training with Beerus in this universe, been pushed into this direction of kind of channeling some of his prior destructive, kind of abilities and personality traits, and Beerus actually like tapping into that a little bit in his training. So, and Vegeta, his past also is very important, in being trained by the Yardrats in the previous arc. So it's clear as a whole that the Dragon Ball universe, I don't think it's a coincidence, the Dragon Ball universe, the franchise, is having Vegeta circle back to moments of his past and the past of Saiyans for something. Now, it could be Planet Salad in, the next arc. It could be a time traveling to meet other Saiyans. They could just introduce another Saiyan, or they could introduce Broly and have him connect to this somehow. They have 1,000 ways they can go with this. But the point being is that clearly there is a moment of relevancy to past Saiyans that is being harped on in this moment. And Vegeta is obviously going to be the figurehead and face for that past Saiyan sin committed, atrocity committed to Planet Cereal. So, hey, basically what I appreciate is going to be a Vegeta moment. More than anything, there should be another Vegeta moment pretty soon. I know those are very sparse and few far in between, but this should be another Vegeta moment, and possibly a at-large Saiyan reunion of some sort. So I'm here for that, obviously. That's going to be about it. What's about 10 minutes in? 9 minutes and 44. Shorter episode. Didn't really have much to say. Pretty straightforward episode. Good fighting. They've done a good job of making this guy seem strong, even though he's not, like I said, a planet buster or anything like that. At least doesn't appear to be. I'm interested to see how they make the Electricity family, who definitely appears to have an ace up their sleeve, power level wise, how they connect that to them. And all the other shit, I like this. The only question coming out of this, other than, what does this all mean for Vegeta, is do they have Goku end up going back to Super Saiyan White anyway? Because it's clear that they're trying to kind of compartmentalize the same way they did with Super Saiyan God, the God Ki. They're trying to do the same thing with Ultra Instinct, into which they can kind of reduce transformations, but initially they reduced Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 pretty much all the way. Even though they did go Super Saiyan in the early part of this chapter, which I actually didn't recognize. I thought it was Super Saiyan Blue, but I forgot how they colorized that. It's been a minute. But for the most part, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 is gone. I took them teaching Ultra Instinct in his base form and Super Saiyan forms to mean that they want to at least eliminate the imperfect, I think it's UI Omen, that black-haired Super Saiyan form. So if they want to eliminate that, I wouldn't be mad at it. I think that's what they want to do, but we'll see. All right, that's it. Enjoy. Peace.